Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Runners HQ. Today, Jess, I'm going to take you through a sequence that's focused on opening up tightness around the hips. So it's going to be more of a sequence where we're holding the postures a little longer. It's less of an active flow, but there's still a challenge there because we're getting into the deep tissue that's around the hips. So it could be the outer hips, inner hips, and also the muscles that are around the hips. So you have the hip flexors, the psoas, the glutes, and all the muscles in the lower body. We will also be working on the entire body, but the focus is to this area that we all may have or are experiencing some tension. So as for props, I do recommend having a block. It's always great to have it to modify or to deepen your flow or your practice. Also, you can have a small towel nearby just in case you want to place it underneath your knee or knees during lunges and such. And lastly, if you do have any injuries, if you have any injuries around the hips as well, please just be careful, be mindful with any type of movement you do, whether it's here today or it's during your runs or anything that you practice during the day. So we're going to get started. And we're just going to start cross-legged. Now, in your cross-legged position, if you find that your knees are lifting really high and they can't go close to the ground, of course, they don't have to touch the ground, but if they're lifted high, that means that there is some tightness around the hips. So here's an option. You can take, if it's uncomfortable, you can take blocks underneath the knees instead of using your groin and inner legs to really keep the legs lifted. Instead, we just want to be in a relaxed, comfortable seat with our sitting bones rooted down towards the earth. And wherever you are, just begin to close your eyes. And as you inhale, visualize your spine becoming longer. Imagine you're breathing in air into the spaces between the vertebrae. And as you exhale, let your shoulders gravitate down to the earth a little more. Inhale, lengthening the crown of the head up. Exhaling, lowering shoulders down, relaxing the heart space. Continue to breathe in and out through your nostrils. Take this moment to just separate yourself from your day so far, and whatever is on your mind, just push it to the side, at least for the next hour. See how you feel about it after this practice of mindful movement and of opening, creating space in the body and in the mind. Every time you inhale, imagine you're bringing in nutrients and more oxygen to your muscles, allowing them to recover, to heal, to replenish. And as you exhale, release whatever doesn't serve you anymore. And that could even mean stale air pockets, thoughts, or just any type of weight you feel on your shoulder. Let it all go every time you exhale. If you do have blocks underneath your knees, maybe you want to remove them now and just see how you feel. Maybe you can wiggle the hips around and let the legs relax to the sides a little more. Together, let's take some big breaths in through our nose for a count of 1, 2, 3. Hold the breath at the top, all the way to the top of the collarbones. Open your mouth and take a nice exhale. 2 more like this. Inhaling for 3, 2, 1. Hold. Notice that stillness. Exhale with the mouth open. Last one. Breathe in for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top. Open the mouth, exhale. Now we bring our lips together and we're going to breathe in and out through the nose the entire practice. Focus on filling the belly for the diaphragmatic breathing, really getting in deep into the lungs. Now from here, let's take an inhale and reach our arms forward, palms facing one another, and then over the head. Press the palms together with index fingers pointing up. On the exhale, bend your body to your right side by pressing, at the same time, press the left hip down. Inhale, back up to center, lengthen your spine. Exhale, turn to your left. Good, again, inhale up to center. Exhale, bend to the right. Breathe into center. Exhale, left. Good. Now from here, come to center, release the arms, but leave them lifted. And on the exhale, extend the hands forward, taking a folded sukhasana. So cross-legged fold. Pressing the palms into the ground. Maybe you can walk your hands forward, lower the head down. Let the back neck release. Give it some space. Now, wherever you are, try pulling the shoulder blades down the spine, so away from the shoulders and into the chest. And we'll hold here. Keep breathing. This is an opportunity to focus on matching the duration of your inhales with your exhales. So let's say 3 seconds inhale, 3 seconds exhale, or more. Feel your tailbone extend back as the crown of the head and fingertips move forward. Two more full breaths here. You can go deeper if your body allows you to. Walk the hands back towards your legs and then take an inhale, lift the chest back up. Arms up to the sky. On your exhale, turn your body to the right. Take your right hand behind you, left hand to right knee, and twist. Try twisting from the thoracic spine, from that upper back. Broaden the shoulders, look to the side, and just breathe. Take an inhale, come back to center, lift the arms high. On your exhale, turn to your left side, twisting and holding the position while breathing 2 or 3 breaths. Good. Let's come back to center, reach the arms high to the sky, and then take them behind you, press the palms down, fingertips point backwards. Now, take a couple of lifts here. So we're going to lift the pelvis and hips forward, squeeze the glutes, and just press the feet into the ground. And then lower back down. 2 more times. Let's inhale, pull the hips forward, lift that butt high. Exhale, bring it down. 1 more time, lift forward and bring it down. Good. Unlock the legs, press the feet into the ground with the knees bent, and shift the legs to the right. And then shift them to the left. So we're doing some window wipers, taking the legs left and right, getting into our hip joints, knee joints, even into the ankles. If you see that there is a side where you want to linger a little longer, please go ahead. Remember, in any yoga practice where you are in a classroom, you're being guided by the teacher, but if you ever need to listen to your body in a different way, please always go ahead. And anytime you want to take a break, you can always go into a child's pose or a little savasana as well. Okay. From here, we're going to cross the legs again and shift our weight forward, come to all fours. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Now from here, take an inhale, drop the belly down, pull the chest forward and roll the shoulders back. Lastly, lift the chin up. On the exhale, push into the mat as much as you can with your hands and tops of feet. Drop the crown of the head down. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding. So we're doing cat-cow. Let's do 2 more on your own. Take your time to breathe. Good. Coming back to tabletop, we're going to tuck the toes now and bring the right knee in towards your chest or towards the right armpit. And then take the right knee out to the side. Take it back and down into the chest again. So see that little circle we made? We're going to do 4 more. So take your time to make 4 more circles like this with the right leg. Should be on the last one. Good. Drop that right knee down and we're going to do the left knee now. So left knee in towards the chest, out to the side, back and down. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. Last one. And 5. Good. Knees back under the hips, tucking the toes. Lift the hips up and back in space. Keep the knees bent a lot, almost like your belly's going to touch the top of your thighs. We're going to hold here. Push the fingers forward. Spin your biceps forward and take those shoulder blades towards your low back. Good. Now from here, take your heels towards the ground. Try to straighten your legs. And then bend your knees again. Take belly to thighs. Again, heels to mat, straighten legs. Bend, belly to thighs. Good, let's do 3 more. So straighten the legs, bend. Good. 2 more. Last one. Good. Now, you have the option to pedal your feet in your down dog. You can keep the knees bent like this, or you can straighten them out one at a time. You can also lift one leg at a time and just see how it feels to do a 3-legged dog. So right now we're taking a few moments in our down dog to get a little bit personal. Do what you need to do. Sway the hips. Find what feels good. All right. Let's all take a look at our feet for a moment
And then spread them so that they are as wide as the mat. So it's like a wide down dog. You're gonna walk your hands back towards your feet. Bend your knees a little bit. Hold on to opposite elbows and dangle here with the chin towards the chest. Feel your neck lengthen. Feel your spine decompress. You can sway from side to side, getting into the side body, especially into the legs, back of the thighs. Holding here for 2 more breaths. Deep inhale. Soothing exhale. Good. From here, hands to the ground. Start to walk yourself back to a downward facing dog. And then bring the feet together. Lift the right leg up to the sky. Bend the right knee and bring your right heel towards your left glute. Press firmly into that right hand to keep your shoulders aligned. Now take a big step to your right pinky finger and then lower the back knee. This is where you can take a towel underneath your left knee if you need to, just for extra support. So in your lizard pose, palms into the ground or forearms into the ground. Another option is to take your right hand and push that right knee away from you as the chest pulls back. We're going to hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press your hands back into the ground. And then from here, walk your right foot in a little bit. Take your hands to your right thigh. Lift yourself up for a low lunge. The hands onto the thigh. Now from here, we're going to sink deeper into that right knee, making sure the knee is above the ankle, not passing it. And then curl the tailbone down a little bit to the point where you feel a nice stretch into the left front hip. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, from here, lift your left arm up over the head and then take it behind you. So it's like you're opening up to the side, a little twist. Now, hold on to that left ankle. So you're going to actually bring the heel in, hold on to the left ankle or heel, pull the heel in as close as you can, and then turn the chest forward. So option here to also hold on to your pant leg, or you can just lift that leg high without holding on. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and slowly frame that right foot with both hands. Lift the back knee off the mat. Now, reach the right arm up to the sky. We're taking an easy twist and deep into that front knee. Imagine you're about to grab something you really need off the ceiling. So reach as high as you can for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower the right hand down. We're going to step back to a down dog and pedal the feet. Good. From here, lift the left foot up to the sky. Bend the knee. Lift the knee up. foot towards the right glute. Line your shoulders. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take a big step to the outer left hand. Lower the right knee. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Good. Now see how low you want to go. You can come to the forearms or stand to the palms. Option to push that left knee out to the side. Broaden the shoulders, broaden your collarbones for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. Lifting ourselves back up. First, place your hands onto your left mid-thigh. Walk that left foot in the middle of the mat slightly. Then lift your chest up, curl the tailbone down. Good. Maybe you want to bend deeper into that left knee. Wherever you are, breathe in and out for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right hand up to the sky, and then take it all the way back. Open that right shoulder for a second before you hold on to that right ankle. You can also hold on to the right toes. Just see where your hand lands, and then pull the heel in close. Turn the chest forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Awesome. All right. Framing that front foot, lift the back knee off the mat, and let's get ready for easy twist. Lift the left arm high. See how long your arms can get for 5, 4, 3. Keep pressing into those back toes. 2, and 1. Left hand back to the ground. Step back to a downward facing dog. Chin to chest, come high onto your toes and roll forward to a plank position. Push into the mat, rounding the upper back, protecting those shoulders. And on your next exhale, lower down as slow as you can. You can also bring your knees to the ground as an option. Lower, 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 lower. Good. Stretch those toes back, create length along your legs. Hands under the shoulders, elbows are squeezing towards the ribs. Now squeeze your glutes, squeeze your inner thighs together, and feel your heels touching. Take an inhale, lift the chest up, let the head follow, and pull the chest forward by pressing into the mat and pulling the mat back without actually pulling it back. On the exhale, lower chest and head down. We're going to do 2 more cobras. So inhale, lift high. Exhale, lower. Another one. Inhale. Breathe out. Good. Walk the hands forward a tiny bit more, maybe fingertips past the front of your mat. And take an inhale, lift up again for cobra. Squeeze the glutes, and maybe you want to lift a little higher this time. Just think about your low back. Think about your spine. If you feel like it's open, then lift as high as you want. Otherwise, stay close to the ground. Keep pulling the chest forward, and exhale, lower everything down. Good. All right, from here, forehead to the ground. Hands are going behind the head. Toes are still stretching back. Now press the tops of the feet to the mat so much that your knees lift off the mat. This way we're activating and engaging our thighs. On the inhale, lift the chest up, lifting up, 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 and pressing tops of the feet down. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower. Take a moment to just rest on whatever cheek you like. Bring your heels towards your glutes and shift the legs left and right. All right, now from here, we're tucking the toes into the ground, hands under the shoulders, push up to a tabletop. Good. From here, lift the hips up, take a downward facing dog. Awesome. Right foot up to the ground, up to the sky. And then reach the right foot to the outside of the right hand, keeping the back knee off the ground. We're in another lizard pose here with that back knee lifted. Keep pressing into your hands, option to lower the back knee. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step the right foot back to a down dog. Take one big breath with me. Left foot up to the ground, up to the sky. I don't know why I keep saying that. And then foot to the outside of the left hand. Back knee off the mat. Pull the spine forward for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back to a down dog. Good. Start to walk your feet to the front of the mat, and then take your feet hip distance apart with toes out, heels in. Lower the hips down. We're taking a squat, a low squat. In the squat, we're going to round the spine, take the hands forward, and then flip the palms towards the sky and just chill out here for a little while. If you want, you can sit onto the block if you find that your feet are off the ground and cannot ground down. So if you want to sit on the block, that's totally fine. Just round your back, come back to your breath. Feel free to close your eyes and just become aware of whatever sensation you feel along your body, maybe around the inner legs, hips, the spine. We'll take 3 more full breaths here. Allow yourself to let go a little more. All right. Now remove the block from underneath you if you have it there. And then you're going to lift the hips up to the sky and fold here. At the same time, parallel the feet hip distance apart. Bring the chin towards the chest, bend the knees a lot, and start to roll up as you pull the hips forward, coming up to a stand. Once you're here, just roll the shoulders around a little bit, clockwise and then counterclockwise. Maybe lift the chin up and down. Take the head side to side. Good. Take your hands to your hips. And we're going to step the right foot back so that we're on the length of our mat. Feet are parallel. Good. Now from here, just take your right hip all the way to the right as you tilt your shoulders to the left. Good. And then we're going to do the other side. So tilt shoulders to the right, hips to the left. Good. Again, let's do it. Hips to the right, shoulders left. Good, and then other side. Good. Now from here, walk the feet a little closer together, just a little closer. Taking the hips again to the right. And then pull them forward as you squeeze the glutes. Take the shoulders back. Take the hips to the left. And then all the way back. Push that butt back. Chest can be parallel to the ground for this side. Good. And then take the hips right, forward, left, back. So see, we're making a circle here with the hips. This also helps to get into the low back. So feel free to bend your knees, and maybe your toes might lift off the mat at some point as you're going side to side. Just really let that lower body open up. Take a moment to pause where you are and just reverse the motion. So different way, either clockwise or counterclockwise. Really focus your attention on what's happening here. So if you feel a part of your, let's say, inner hip, outer hip, or groin, or wherever that feels a little bit tight, take a moment to just stop there and really move around little centimeter by centimeter. Breathe, release that space, and then keep going. Good. All right. We're going to come back to a stand and then turn the toes towards the front of the mat. And between your feet, you should have about 3 to 4 feet distance. Now take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers, press palms together, squeeze the shoulder blades together and into the chest. Take an inhale here. On the exhale, push the hips back and extend your spine forward. Try to keep your legs straight or micro bend in the knees. And then lift the knuckles away from the tailbone. Stay looking forward, pulling crown of the head forward. We're here in our pyramid variation for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release the hands and take them down to frame that left foot. Now, if you have a block handy, this is a good time. You can take your right hand into a block next to that left foot at whatever height you need. And then from here, lift the left arm up to the sky for Parivrtta Parsvottanasana, so twisted pyramid. Keep pulling that left hip back, right hip forward, and imagine lengthening your spine. Holding for 5, 4, either look down, side, or up. 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. All right, take that left hand down and then both hands to the hips. Lift the chest up. Beautiful. Inhale here. On the exhale, just turn your feet to the back side of the mat. So we're going to do the other side. It's just a pivot of the feet. You might want to have your block next to that right foot. Once your hips are square, take an inhale, and then on the exhale, hold on to your hands behind the back and pull the chest forward. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. Hands to the ground, especially that left hand into the left block, to the block. Reach the right arm high on your inhale, and option to look down to the side. Or if you're feeling like you want more of a challenge, just look up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Finally, hands to the hips. Engage the core as you lift the chest up. Good. And then turn, come back to parallel the feet.
Beautiful. Now we're going to walk the feet a little further apart. Bend your left knee, straighten the right leg. Good. Now from here, reach the right hand to the ground and lift the left arm up. So we're twisting here in this side lunge, side squat. Holding for 5, 4, go a little lower if you can, 3, 2, 1. And let's come back up, slow and controlled. Good. Now first, bend the right knee and then take your left hand down to the floor or to the block. When you're ready, reach that right arm up. Keep pressing into that left foot and you'll feel something happening in the inner left leg. Nice stretch, holding for 5, 4, lift higher, 3, bend deeper, 2, and 1. Good. Push into your feet to straighten your legs. Now we're back to a standing position. Awesome. Very good. Clap, clap. We're going to turn our feet towards the front of the mat and then take your hands down and find yourself into a downward facing dog. Take one big breath in and out. Dropping the knees down to the ground. We're going to take our shoelace pose. So cross the right leg over the left and then wiggle the feet away from one another. When you look down at your legs now, you're going to see that your knees are stacked. Finally, take your hips back and sit in between the space of your heels. If you find that one of your glutes is lifted higher than the other and is not touching the ground, you can sit onto a block as a modification. Once your hips are square, option to keep the chest lifted as such, option to take your hands behind you, holding on to opposite elbows if you want to open the shoulders and your posture a little more. Third option is to round the spine and to just relax the arms, bring the chin towards your knees. We're going to hold this one for about a minute, starting now. Notice where you can feel or get a little more softer. Use your breath to soften, coming into your body, into the space of release. Almost there. All right. From here, lift the chest up. Good. Take the hands forward. We're just going to unravel those legs. Take one round of cat-cow with the knees wide. And just notice if you have some more fluidity along the spine or hips. Just observe. All right, other side. So this time, your left leg crosses over the right, or right leg crosses over the left. And take it back. So just make sure you're doing the opposite leg in front. And then when you're ready, take your variation, whether shoulders opening or rounding or chest lifted, and we'll hold for another minute, starting now. Anytime you find that your mind is wandering off into another moment, into story, just come back to your breath. Come back to the sensations you're feeling here and now.
into your physical body. A few more seconds. Begin to deepen your breath. And slowly shift the weight forward. Come back to all fours. And again, let's take one round of cat-cow. Good. All right, from here, moving on to getting into our internal hips. So we're taking frog pose. So from here, you're in your tabletop, and then you start to walk your knees away from one another while lowering your pelvis towards the ground. And then you can look back at your feet and try to make a 90-degree angle between your ankle, shin, and your thigh. Of course, you can bring the heel close to the butt if you need to. And then you can also grab your block and place it underneath your forearms or palms. And see how you feel here. We're going to be here for about a minute. I'll let you know when we're halfway through so you can go deeper if your body invites you to. So let's start now. Soften your shoulders a little more, your neck, the muscles in your face. Now's a good time to go a little deeper if you feel like your knees can go further apart. Begin to deepen your breath and just hold here for a few more moments. Feel your inner legs opening. All right. Now from here, palms into the ground and bring your heels as close as you can towards the glutes, like a really wide-legged child's pose with a low body. And then take your butt back towards the heels, draw the knees in together, and you're going to be sitting into Vajrasana, hero pose. Take a moment here to just press your hands into your thighs, lengthening that spine. Maybe you feel some heat around the hip area. Just breathe into that space. Know that you are creating space, you're releasing tightness or any stored stagnation that might be there. This is a time that we're giving to ourselves to release, to heal. All right, we're going to take the hands forward and come to all fours. Tuck the toes and take a down dog. Knees can be bent or straightened out. Feel free to pedal the feet also. We're going to hold here for 2 full breaths. All right. Lift the right leg to the sky, point the toes. And then make one really big circle with that right leg. Clockwise, really big circle. Draw out the sun. And another big circle counterclockwise. Good. Bring the knee in towards your right wrist. Swing the foot to the left and slide the left foot back for pigeon pose. Ika Pada Raja Kapotasana, very long Sanskrit name. Now, if you find that your right glute is lifted off the mat a little higher than the left, take a block and sit on it. Position hands into the ground, or you can take your forearms down, and you can also reach all the way forward, take the chest and forehead to the ground. We're going to hold here for a little over a minute, so just focus on your breath and really allow your muscles to melt into your mat and into your space. See if you can release your shoulders a little more to the sides. Extend the arms forward, really press the right hip back and down. Breathing into your body, into the space that needs it most. Slowly deepening your breath. And then you can press your hands back into the ground and find a lift of the chest for a couple of breaths, pulling the heart forward, arching the spine, maybe tilting the chin up if it's okay for your neck. One more breath here, slow inhale. Equal exhale. Good. Bring the chin back down, press hands into the mat, and find yourself into a down dog, or you can take a tabletop for a moment for one breath. Now meet in down dog and lift the left foot up to the sky, point the toes. Take a big circle with your left toes clockwise and then counterclockwise. Left knee in towards left wrist, foot goes to the right, and lengthen your right leg back as far as you can. Take your modification with the hands, so palms into the ground or into your block, or come to the forearms. Keep directing that left hip back as the chest moves forward, so we're lengthening the spine. Here for about a minute and a half. Remember, if your mind strays off somewhere, just come back to your breath. Keep pulling that left hip back and extending the spine and arms forward. We're here for another half minute. Press your hands into the ground, and on the inhale, lift the chest up slowly, and finally the head. Exhaling, the shoulders are drawing back. We're here for a few more breaths. Good. All right, palms into the ground. We're taking our last downward facing dog. So find yourself with the hips high, pedal out the feet one last time, and maybe swing the hips side to side. There's some more space in our hips, some more flexibility and strength that we've created in the past hour. So let's enjoy it. All right, feet together, heels high, and start to tiptoe to the front of the mat or take a big step. Lowering the hips down to the ground, and then extend your butt back, extend your legs forward. We're going to bend the knees slightly, press the heels into the ground, hold on to the back of your thighs with your hands, and then pull your inner thighs away from one another with the hands. From here, take an inhale, lift the chest up, open the mouth, stick the tongue out for lion's breath, and exhale, chest in towards the legs. 2 more like this, slowly. Inhale, lift chest up, arch the spine. Exhale, lion's breath. Once more, really feel like you're expelling unwanted toxins or anything in the body as you exhale. Good. All right, we're gonna lay onto our backs. If you have a block, you can grab it. Now, taking a bridge pose. So option here to take a standard bridge where the feet are in line with the sitting bones, your hands are towards your heels, and you're gonna lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes, and hold for 5 breaths. Or you can take a supported bridge pose by taking the block at whatever height you want and placing it underneath your sacrum, which is right above the butt crack. So right above that, lower than the lower back. All right, so choose which type of bridge pose you'd like to take and hold for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more breath. And 5. All right, if you have a block underneath you, press into your feet to lift the hips high, remove the block, and slowly lower down. From here, soles of the feet together, everybody, and let the knees drop to the sides for reclined butterfly. Maybe you want to wiggle the hips so the legs are kind of flopping side to side for a moment, pressing lower back into the ground. This will be their last posture before we go into Shavasana. So feel free to stay here for a few breaths and then extend the legs forward for your Shavasana. With the arms, I like to take the arms over my head and hold on to opposite elbows. And as I do that, I'm kind of walking my elbows away from my body to feel a stretch into the sides of my body and into my spine. Allow your face to relax, your jaw, space between your eyebrows, shoulders. Feel the rise and fall of your belly as you inhale and exhale. Feel your hips melting, becoming heavier into the mat. And at the same time, your body feels a little lighter than it did an hour ago. If you're still in reclined butterfly, you can extend one leg forward at a time and let the feet just open like a book, taking advantage of your space around you. Start to deepen your breath and lengthen your inhales a little more than your exhales. This way we energize the body back into our space. Start to feel the rest of your body awaken as you move your fingers and toes. Head sways from side to side. Reach the arms over the head and point the toes forward. Stretch the feet away from your hands. On your next inhale, stretch again, and this time squeeze all the muscles, even your face, everything. And on the exhale, just let everything go. Bend the knees, roll over to your side of choice. And then you can find yourself up to a seat, back into Sukhasana, how we started. Take a moment to feel into your hips, into the lower body, and even into the spine and shoulders. And check into your knees and see if maybe now they're a little more closer to the ground. Feel that softness, feel that space. And bring your hands to heart center. Take this time to honor your body, honor your mind, your spirit, and your breath. Namaste. Thank you all for joining today's session. It's been a pleasure to have you all with us today. And if you guys are not already a part of our membership program, you can definitely get more information of that on our website and on Instagram. So you can join us for our weekly classes and also for the many recorded classes that you'll also get on the platform. So if you want, you can unmute your microphone if you want, and you can ask any questions or just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down, whatever else, whatever it is you're feeling, you can just express it. All's good.
Thank you very much.
You're
Thanks
welcome.
again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Enjoyed the class. Thanks.
You're welcome. Have a good evening.
Cheers. You too.
Thank you.
What can you do if you took the kneeling, just plain kneeling? I can't do that upright. My quads are too tight. It hurts my knees too much.
Which one? The one where we're holding like this?
No, no, just kneeling, just on your knees, you know, just.
Yeah, show me.
Just that. Just
oh, that's your quads are too tight. So what can you do?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you know, people show doing that and then leaning backwards, and I'm thinking, heck, I can't even get upright.
well, what you can do, so definitely there's different stretches you can do to open the quads so that you can do that, but you can actually do that with props. So I'm just going to show you quickly. Like, you can get a block or even like a big pillow and place it underneath here, so as high as you want. So for example, I'm going to put this at the highest length and I'm going to sit like this, so I'm not really that close. I'm a little bit lifted, you know.
Okay.
Of course, there's going to be, if your quads are really tight, you're definitely going to feel a little bit of that like sweet pain. But you don't have to lower that low like I did. You can use the block, and you can also put like a pillow underneath, above it, you know. Play around with the props.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, you're welcome. Thank you for your question. Okay. If anyone has any other questions or comments, feel free to let me know now. Otherwise, everybody's good, I think. Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody.